Is looks like she's in pain after that pass. She had been dealing most recently with a groin injury.
What started as a big party in Boston's TD Garden turned into something really scary in just seconds. The Fever team just beat the Sun team for their third win in a row. Fans were jumping up and down with happiness when suddenly Caitlin Clark started walking funny, holding her leg area. The cameras caught her crying on the bench with tears running down her face. This wasn't just any hurt leg. This was the same leg area that made her miss games before. But here's what makes this even sadder. The referees let the same dangerous rough play that's been hurting her all season long keep happening without stopping. If for Clark and for the rest of the Indiana Fever team, and Stephanie White isn't staying quiet. What shocking thing did Stephanie White say about the WNBA referees? Let's hope Caitlin gets better soon in the comments below. Let's go.
No update. Just felt a little something in her groin, so we'll get it evaluated and see what happens from there.
Yeah, just kind of to follow up on that. Looked like she was kind of grabbing at her right groin area. Is that the concern?
Yeah, if that's the one she was grabbing at. I don't know which one it was, but yeah, I mean, that's it.
Picture this. TD Garden is totally crazy with excitement. But not for the team that's supposed to play there, the Connecticut Sun. The arena sounds like Indianapolis fans took over Boston. Fever fans filled every seat, shouting for their team. Like they own the place, you could hear "Let's Go Fever" being yelled through the famous building. This was supposed to be Connecticut's home court, where they had an advantage. But it felt like a Fever home game instead. The Fever just crushed the Sun 85-77 for their third win in a row. Kelsey Mitchell scored 20 points while Natasha Howard got a double-double with 18 points and 13 rebounds. The team looked like they couldn't be stopped. Their record got better to 12 wins and 10 losses, putting them in good playoff position. Everything was going exactly right until the final minute. Changed everything.
Right here, she explodes. Makes the backdoor pass. And immediately grabs the inside of that right leg. Yes.
But in just a few seconds, everything changed when Clark grabbed her leg area and fell to the floor. The play looked normal until Clark suddenly held her right leg area, making a face because of the pain. Then she did something that made hearts break everywhere. She hit her head against the basket pole because she was so frustrated.
She walks down to the end of the court. You can tell that she's in pain. You can tell that there's something wrong. She goes to the, what's it called, like stanchion or whatever, the thing that holds up the basketball hoop on the other end. She hits her head on it. She is fighting back tears and she walks straight over to the bench. Now, when she goes over to the bench, she starts crying. And I've honestly never seen Caitlin Clark cry on the court except when she lost the national championship game. She keeps it together no matter what is happening. But you could just tell that something happened on that play. And it was either the pain of it, it was either like, here we go again, it was frustration.
The cameras caught something that will make Fever fans really sad. Tears ran down Clark's face as she sat on that bench. Her face told the whole story. This wasn't just feeling uncomfortable or being tired. This was real pain, and she knew it. The happiness from just before completely went away from her face. This wasn't just any injury. This was the same leg area problem that had already made her miss games before. Clark had already missed 5 games earlier this season because of a left leg area injury. Now her right leg area was acting up, making people really worried about her trying to make up for it and her health for a long time.
Yes. But right now on the bench after looking like she is in some pain.
You could feel the entire arena change from celebration to complete quiet in just moments. Fever fans who had been cheering loudly suddenly went silent. The energy completely changed as everyone realized something was seriously wrong with their star player. What made this even more heartbreaking was seeing her teammates' faces. They knew something was seriously wrong. You could see the worry in their eyes as they watched Clark struggle. The celebration stopped right away as everyone focused on their hurt teammate. The medical staff ran over, but the damage might already be done to Indiana's championship hopes this season. Coach Stephanie White later said Clark felt a little something in her leg area and would get checked out more. The WNBA All-Star Game was just days away in Indianapolis, where Clark was supposed to play and be team captain.
We probably won't get many details about the injury, but it was honestly just so heartbreaking to see because in that moment, she just looked so defeated. And Caitlin Clark is somebody, she hides it really well, and I don't know if hiding it or she handles it is probably the right thing to say. She handles the pressure. She handles all of the media spotlight, the attention, the expectations of how she performs on the court, the expectations of the ratings for her games. She handles all of that so well, and this season has just been so tough for her when it comes to injuries.
This injury shows everything wrong with how the league has let Clark be targeted all season long. She had already missed 10 games total because of leg injuries, and now another setback threatened whether she could play. But to understand how we got here, we need to go back to where this revenge really started. Let's talk about the game that started this whole mess. June 17th against these same Connecticut Sun players. That day marked a turning point in how opponents treated Caitlin Clark. The rough play crossed every acceptable line in professional basketball.
Third quarter we go. They're trailing by 10. Keep an eye on her and JC Sheldon. Clark trying to back her down.
Clark is okay.
Sheldon, that was Clark, hitting her in the face. Clark is upset about that. Then everybody's upset about that. Marina Mabry comes in. She decks Clark, tempers flaring on both sides.
JCS Sheldon and Marina Mabry crossed every line that day with an eye poke and body slam. That shocked the basketball world. Sheldon's finger went straight into Clark's eye during what should have been normal defensive playing. The contact was on purpose and dangerous. Marina Mabry followed up with a hard body slam that sent Clark stumbling backward. These weren't basketball plays, they were targeted attacks.
And then Mabry came in with a bump.
And Mabry's day is almost assuredly going to be done.
But here's what the cameras didn't show you. What happened after and how it set up this revenge game. The incident created lasting tension between these teams. Players remembered exactly what happened that day. The Suns' actions became a rallying point for the entire Fever organization. Sophie Cunningham stepped up that day like a true teammate, getting in the faces of Clark's bullies. She immediately confronted both Sheldon and Ma after their dirty plays. Cunningham made it clear that targeting Clark wouldn't go unanswered. Her protective stance showed the team's solidarity and commitment to defending their star player.
Sophie commits a hard foul on JC Sheldon. Again, as JC Sheldon is going up for a layup, Sophie bear hugs her and takes her to the ground. What I will say is Sophie did not grab her and throw her to the ground. She didn't body slam her. She didn't do anything, in my personal opinion. Maybe I'm biased here, but I'm going to give you guys my straight up honest opinion on this. She bear hugged her, took her to the ground. Yes, it was intentional. It was absolutely.
The league barely did anything about those dirty plays, sending a message that targeting Clark was okay. The WNBA's punishment was viewed as not enough to stop future aggressive behavior. This perceived doing nothing fueled the sense that Clark wasn't being properly protected by officials or league administrators. Fast forward to this Boston game, and you could see the tension the moment these teams stepped on the court. Players stared at each other during warm-ups. The atmosphere felt different from a regular season matchup. Everyone knew this game carried extra weight. Clark came into this game with something to prove, playing with an edge we hadn't seen before. She attacked the basket more aggressively. Her passes had extra zip. Every possession seemed personal to her.
And Sheldon is going to keep the pressure on Clark. You see Tina Charles with the responsibility of guarding Aaliyah Boston. High hedge on the ball screen on Clark. Inside perfectly. One thing you know about Tina Charles, she has every shot in her arsenal. Now Sheldon, the height disadvantage against Howard. Yeah, good recognition.
Every possession felt personal, every screen a little harder, every look a little longer. The intensity was obvious to anyone watching. Players bumped each other after dead balls. Referees had to separate players multiple times. This wasn't just basketball anymore. This was payback time. And Clark delivered with her play until that injury struck. But the referees were about to make this personal vendetta even worse with their calls.
It was also something where she's never battled injuries in college. She's always been something who has been a very healthy player. And this year it has been quad injury and then another quad injury and then a groin injury and now what seems to be another groin injury. Now, again, you guys, this is all from what we're seeing. We're just putting two and two together. Nothing has been confirmed, but it seems like she did re-injure her leg on that play.
Here's where this story gets really ugly. The referees didn't just miss calls. They actively made things worse. The officiating became so bad that it overshadowed what should have been a celebration of the Fever's third straight victory. Instead of focusing on basketball, everyone was talking about how the refs completely lost control.
There are multiple moments in this game that were so egregiously called, or there was no calls by the referees, and it's getting out of control at this point. And even Caitlin Clark's brother tweeted, "This one is on the refereeing." Like, there are people in Caitlin Clark's family who are starting to call out the referees because of how bad they have been.
The refereeing in this game was so bad, even Caitlin Clark couldn't stay quiet anymore. She reached her limit after constant missed calls and zero protection. Her anger growing with every play. At one point, she was seen in a heated argument with referee Mike Price, clearly upset by something he said. Meanwhile, Aliyah Boston was slapped in the face with no call, and Sophie Cunningham took an elbow to the back that was completely ignored. Tina Charles threw Boston to the ground with what looked like a punch, and it was still ruled just a regular foul. Cunningham was elbowed in the neck and told she was faking it. Players were shocked. The entire Indiana Fever team showed their anger on their faces, and it wasn't just about Clark anymore. This wasn't one bad game. This was part of a scary pattern. TV announcers showed a full video of uncalled fouls against Clark throughout the season, and it's become really obvious. She's being treated differently than other star players. While other top players get protected, Caitlin gets beaten up with no consequences. Even her brother went on social media, tweeting, "Make no mistake, this is on the referees." But it was Fever head coach Stephanie White who said the secret truth out loud in the after-game interview with tiredness in her voice. She admitted the level of rough play against Clark is unlike anything else in the league, saying, "I knew it as an opponent, and I see it now as her coach." Her words proved what fans have seen all season. Clark is being targeted, and officials are doing nothing. She also said the league is more physical now than it has been in years, and stars are paying the price. Injuries are piling up across the WNBA, and coaches get fined just for speaking the truth. Now, Clark might miss the All-Star three-point contest at home in Indiana because she got hurt again in a nationally televised game where the refs just didn't do their jobs. The WNBA's biggest star is being allowed to get beaten up every night, and fans are watching in disbelief. This isn't just about basketball anymore. It's about whether Caitlin Clark can even stay healthy enough to have the career she deserves. The league has to act now. Wish Caitlin a speedy recovery in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the next video, and we'll see you there.